Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL. Season 14 of our F1 series reaches round 5, and tonight we are coming from the crown jewel event in the F1 calendar, the Monaco Grand Prix. So, joining me on comms tonight is my F2 teammate, Mr. Just Mikey. Good evening, Mikey.
Good evening, Lee. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
So, the Monaco Grand Prix, probably the toughest challenge in Formula 1, would you say?
Yes, I would 100% agree with that. I really do struggle around this track, and I think it's very mentally draining on people because there's so much that can go wrong so quickly. But if people keep it clean, it's a great race to watch.
Yeah, very much. I mean, obviously, Canada last week was a tough challenge with the wall so close, but there's a little bit of room for error at certain corners at Canada, whereas Monaco, literally, there is no room for error anywhere at all. Any mistake, and you are in a wall, and you've got wing damage or worse. So, absolutely, tonight everybody's going to have to be on the absolute limit, but at the same time, you've got to leave a little bit within yourself because you can say you can't afford any mistakes around here. So what do you think about Monaco and the track? Obviously, you're not a fan of it still. I mean, having watched F1 since sort of the early 90s, I kind of feel like it really doesn't have any place on the calendar anymore because it's not suitable for the cars anymore. No. I don't think it's ever really been suitable for the car. I mean, it probably going back to the sort of the early days of Formula 1, it maybe been more suitable, but yeah, it doesn't. There is no way this circuit would now arrive on the calendar, is there?
No, it doesn't really allow for much overtaking. I feel like it stays on the calendar because it's so lucrative. It's always like where the celebrities hang out, and it's one of those kind of tracks that I don't think will be leaving anytime soon.
No, I think as long as F1 exists, then I think the Monaco Grand Prix will be a part of it. So it is a unique challenge, and let's see how everybody gets on tonight. And so last week was Canada, and the returning three-time champion Dutch Tricks continued his podium run, and he finally stood atop of the podium since his return. He took victory last time out while there were debut podiums, or not so much debut races, but first-time podiums for Sway in the Mercedes, and also for Cliffy, of course, who took pole position as well. So anybody catching your eye in terms of who you think is going to be at the front here? Is City Posh flinging it through the swimming pool section? I don't know how he didn't go in a wall then. Wow.
I find it hard to look away from the top two as they currently are, but then I know that Div 1 newcomer Panda, he's been putting in some practice. He's been setting some pretty quick lap times over the last 24 hours. So I'd like to see him do pretty well.
A returnee by all means, but he's definitely not a newcomer to this one.
So I'd like to see him do well, but it's a very, very difficult track to predict.
Yeah, very much so. And so a point that Connor made on the Twitter is that nobody in FTRL has actually won this race more than once, which is an interesting stat.
Okay.
So at the moment, so there's 4 drivers on here. Well, there's 3 drivers on track who have won this race before. One is Tico, who's currently on pole position. We've also got onto the podium, and you've got next is Katz. So they are 3 winners of the Monaco Grand Prix. Obviously, I think Tico's definitely within with a shout.
Definitely.
But we shall see if that run continues. Go on board with Tico then. Let's see. On his outlap at the moment, he's getting out of the way of the Haas, which will be Sway. No, not Sway. Panda, is it? Panda in the Haas? I'm sure. Yeah, he looks like he's in the Haas, isn't he, Panda? So.
He is, yeah.
So we've got on the lap at the minute. Cliffy's popped himself up to P3 on the medium tyre. Well, that's a tidy lap. So some alternate strategies going on so far. So there's 2 guys on the medium. There's the one City Posh at the moment. So will the alternate strategy pay off? So let's see if we can pick up Tico. Then as he's about to start a flying lap, although he's just getting out of the way. We'll go on board. And let's do a lap with Tico then. So run at the start finish straight. This is the only DRS zone. Up to the first corner, Sandivot over to the left hand side, take plenty of curve on the inside. Oh, just grazed the barrier. Now drives up the hill. Up Beau Rivage. Into Massenet. Tight then through Casino Square. Oh, big wobble there on the bump as he heads down to Mirabeau. Keeps it in, tucks it nicely. A quick sprint down then to the Grand Hotel hairpin, also called the Lowe's hairpin. And then into the Mirabeau Baz. And Portier. And then he drives now through the tunnel. That's one of the unique features of this track. Back into the daylights and hard on the brakes for the Nouveau chicane.
Oh.
However, he is straight line that, so that I think is the end of the lap for Tika, and so not improving this time. Do we have anybody on a flying lap? We can pick up the rest of the lap. We'll go on board with AJU then. Made his debut last time, he's now in a full-time seat at Ferrari. So we'll pick him up then as he comes out of Portier into the tunnel. He's currently sat P8 in the Ferrari. Of course, the best car on the grid, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So braking hard and down for the Nouveau chicane. Looks nice, there's a lot of curve. I think, oh, he's invalidated as well. We're jinxing everybody at the minute. Not going well. Anybody else on a flying lap at the moment? Sumpy looks like he's just started one, so let's see if we can pick up our reigning F1 champion then. He's currently heading up the hill towards Massenet. He's got to tuck in nicely there. Nice line. Over to the left hand side for the Casino Square. Now he's on exit, mind the bump. Down to Mirabeau. Tuck into the drain on the inside. Don't drift too far wide, a bit of a wobble there. The Lowe's hairpin, the slowest corner in Formula 1. So he got down to about 23 miles an hour there. Then through Portier into the tunnel he goes. Hopefully he'll not invalidate the Nouveau chicane, as seen the last couple of drivers do we've got on board with. And hopefully the jinx is over. Heavy braking zone. Now he's got away with that. So it runs down now towards Tabac. Fast fifth gear left-hander. Look out to the left-hand side. Into the swimming pool chicane. This is Piscine. Oh, it hits the wall hard though. Like we saw Max Verstappen do a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we had a trip back to the pits.
So yeah, Zumpy's lap there is over. And we've got Sway on a lap then, so let's see if we can finally get round a lap with somebody. No, he's already invalidated. Brilliant. This is going well. On the podium, he seems to be on a lap.
Got Mike in the chat. I feel like Lee is starting to learn the MC jinx.
I've learned from the best, Michael. I've learned from the best. Or maybe I've just inherited it from the best. So here he goes, and up into Tabac. It's through the Louis Chiron corner, into the swimming pool. That's nice and tidy over the curb. Into Raskas. Pulls up corner. Oh, he's clipped the inside wall with his back tyre. Into the Anthony Neu corner, and then sprints up the start finish straight to complete a lap. We finally got round there in between 4 different cars. That's a flying lap of Monaco.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this track as well, is that you can't just clip corners or clip barriers from the front. It's very easy to clip them on a back wheel. At that chicane and at the final the penultimate turn. I find that I keep doing that.
Yeah, so you have to give every corner a little bit of respect, but at the same time you need to be right up against the barriers on exit. So as we stand there, we've got 6.5 minutes to go. Tika currently holding pole position. He's in the 108, currently the only driver down that low. He does tricks in P2. Cliffy is third on 109.3, just ahead of Wesker. Also on 109.3, got Panda on his debut in season 14, P5, ahead of Adamako. AJU 7th, Sway in P8, Aaron and City Posh, the AlphaTauris 9th and 10th, Graham in P11, ahead of Brutus, and then you've got onto the podium Nexus Cats, Zumpy and Lennon. So on the flying lap we have got our current pole sitter, so let's go on board with Tico again. See if we won't jinx him this time. Nexus Cat's complaining of understeer, which is not something you want around here. So heavy braking and down for the Nouveau chicane. Drives out now, spins down towards Tabac. Oh, and he's hard into the wall. Damage some wings, so just as Cliffy takes over at the top. So Tico pushing on.
Interesting.
And Cliffy, who got
108.6.
108.6, that is a rapid lap. Our pole sitter in Canada is now our pole sitter in Monaco. Into the final 5 minutes we go. This is when the track is going to be at its optimum, so I would expect some more lap times to fall. And the man currently going through to back is possibly one of those. It's touch tricks. As he flicks into the swimming pool. The curb.
Keeps the barrier.
Oh, he's got a Mercedes in front of him, who just about got out of the way. Got some wing damage in the process. We've got Lennon facing the wrong way out the final corner. Stuck sprints to the line. He doesn't improve. Well, he does improve, but he doesn't improve his position. So, did that. Mercedes at Raskas cost him possible pole position. Not sure who it was. Both in the pits now.
Has he got a chance to get back round into the pits and back out on fresh?
4 minutes is, and it's only a 68-second lap, so he's got time to get rounds, bolt on another set of tyres and go again. So it's not out of the question.
Only 2 drivers so far haven't set a time, Zumpy and Lennon.
Well, Lennon is the master of the late run. However, we did see him facing the wrong way out the final corner, so quite what was going on then. Michael saying, why does it feel totally normal to see Lennon facing the wrong way out the final corner? You make a good point, Michael. It does seem a little bit normal to see him there, unfortunately. Where has he got to? He is he's on his way around.
It's almost as common as seeing me without wing.
So Lennon getting out of the way of the McLaren of Monaco. He was up in P5 then, so obviously he made the jump up from Div 2 into Div 1. And looking quite nicely at home here. Currently P5. 7 thousandths of a second ahead of FTRL Panda. Good evening, Casey Bernard in the chats. Looking forward to the race tomorrow in Div 2 like the rest of us, I am sure. So Lennon pits. He's in the pits as well, so yeah, still 2 drivers to set a lap time. We'll go on board with AJU if we can find him. He's currently on a flying lap. Comes through the tunnel. He's down in sector 2 though by 700ths of a second. Through the Nouvelle chicane. And sprints up towards the back. Up against the wall. You almost flint. Oh, he's clipped the wall. On this at the swimming pool at Bassine. So that has invalidated his lap. He's still got time, he can do another run.
There's a lot of cars down there out lap now.
So Aaron on a flying lap, then we'll go on board with Ligona in the AlphaTauri.
Oh, he actually
he's invalidated as well, hasn't he? So
invalidated his lap at turn 1.
Easily done, so he may go for another run.
Yeah. He came towards turn 1 just as Zumpy was coming out of the pit. Zumpy wasn't anyway on the weight racing line, but I feel like it might have just distracted Aaron slightly.
Yeah, very easily done. So on board then with Panda, so he goes through Mirabeau into the Los hairpin, down to 24 miles an hour. It'll feel absolutely pedestrian in a Formula 1 car. And now drives through the tunnel. Hard on the brakes.
Took that nicely.
Cut a fair amount of the corner there. Comes then into the swimming pool. This is the wall on the left. Oh, he's invalidated though over the curb at the swimming pool.
That's a
So
shame.
a few drivers getting caught out by that on the curbs. He can afford to cut. It looks like he's going to go for another lap though. He's got time for another run. So let's pick up with currently P4. We've got Wesker coming into Raskas. Anthony no corner now. And now it's just a straight, well, I say a straight sprint, but it's a sprint for the line, slightly curved. And he improves but stays P4. 1091. Cliffy is coming up to back. In fact, he has invalidated, so he's on slowing down, so he's not going to improve on this lap. Tico currently 12 thousandths of a second up on his best time through the first sector. So anybody going to make any late jumps up the order?
I'm still on board with Will. He's, I say that, I was about to say he's on course probably in matches time, but he kind of straight the wall going up towards the swimming pool chicane, so I'm not too sure that he may improve.
So then time ticks to 0, so these will be the final laps then. Tico is up, but is he up enough? As he comes through Raskas.
Will get quite improved. Just over a tenth, just under a tenth slower.
Tico goes fastest, so Tico improves to a 1:08.5. Dutch Tricks coming through the swimming pool behind him. He's down on his current best time. He's also got Williams in front of him who gets out of the way. So can Dutch... No, into the wall, so he's not going to improve. So he's starting best P3. Cliffy, yeah, he's quarter of a second down. He does not improve now. He did pull back some time in the final sector, but not enough. Anybody else? So looks like that is that. So there we have it then. It is Tico who takes pole position ahead of Cliffy. Dutch Tricks and Wesker on row 2. Adamako and Sway will be lining up on row 3 with Panda and Aaron. Somehow City Posh has got himself disqualified. Not quite sure what's happened there. Got Mark in the chat. Unfortunately, Mark not with us tonight as he has had to work a little bit late. But it looks like Scuba has managed to join us. So we will have 17 in the race now.
That's good.
So I've got Scuba who won the opening race. Although Tico won it on track. He's very much in the title battle. Although it's going to be difficult though from 15th on the grid. So Lennon did get a lap time in, the 10.3, so he'll start P12. Zumpy didn't get a lap in. So he's starting 16th, and somehow City Posh has ended up at the very back, having got disqualified, so I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. We've got Panda and Will. Panda and Will. Panda is Will. Panda and Aaron on the same row, and 7th and 8th, so... Some of the long-serving residents, so we just wait for the countdown to finish. For some reason it's still carrying, probably some people are in the pits, it's not just ticking over. Come on, Codemaster, sorting my points.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be able to work it out, but you know, people are in the pits, they're not going to get out for a lap.
Yes, there's still some glitches with the game, but it's not the end of the world. So 13 seconds to go. And then 39 laps of this circuit. What are we doing to ourselves? What are we doing to ourselves? For some reason, Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz and Giovinazzi have just joined the grid.
Okay, that's interesting. Never had that before.
Not quite sure what's going on there. It is interesting. So there we have it then. Tico is on pole position by just over a tenth of a second from Cliffy. Championship leader Dutch Tricks will start P3 alongside Wesker in the Williams, with Adamako in P5 alongside Sway, who took a podium last time out. Panda on his first race of the season is P7 alongside Aaron on row 4, with row 5 is AJU, and onto the podium both Ferraris. Then outside the top 10, and we've got free tyre choice for Brutus Beer, who is P11. Lennon starts P12. Graham is P13, ahead of Nexus Cats. And then Scuba, who joined a little bit late. Sumpy and City Posh, who has got himself disqualified somehow. We should do some investigation as to what happened there, because he was sat about P8, I think, at one point. So he's going to be fuming. So there's the grid decided. Here comes the hard part. Surviving for 39 laps and get some podium. Now, that looks a little bit grey to me.
No, it does look grey.
It's not raining, but it's definitely grey and overcast. So that could throw something very interesting into the mix for the race. Now, whether or not we will have any rain in the race, that shall wait and see. Of course, we had sprinkle at the end of the opening round in Austria in Div 1. Most of the drivers stayed out on the slick tyres though. Somebody in the chat there, it went better than I thought. for a man who didn't set a lap time. Well, I suppose at least you didn't retire some people. That's a solid effort. At least you didn't completely destroy the car. So it can only go forward from where you are. Well, you can go back one place apparently, but forward is what you want to see.
So I just looked back at the stream, and it didn't give any reason to City Posh's disqualification.
No, we shall have to do some inquiries about that.
Yeah, very interesting that one.
Oh, there is a message in the chat. 1 second, let's have a look. Didn't want to retire just in case my car came out. I got this. Oh, you got disqualified for parking while waiting for cars to pass. There we go.
Ah, okay.
So there we have it then. So the pit stop strategy is predicted to be a one-stop, soft to medium or soft to hard. Which one we do? Well, that we shall see. I would have thought the soft to medium would be the way to go. But will the medium tyre hold up is the big question. And while we do that then we will do a quick rundown of the grid once I can get back on the stream, having read that message. So pole position is Tico in the Racing Points. He lines up alongside Cliffy in the Red Bull. It's 2 front row starts from 2 races for him. Dutch Tricks Championship leader is P3 in the Renault alongside Wesker in the Williams. Row 3 is Adamaco and Sway. Of course, took the podium last time out in the Mercedes. Panda returning to FTRL F1. He lines up P7 alongside Aaron in the Avatari. Then you've got the Ferraris 9th and 10th. AJU out qualifying his teammates onto the podium. And then behind them we've got, pick up the detail of the tyres. Brutus Beer is starting on the medium tyre. In P11, Lennon and Graham, 12th, 13th are on the softs. Then you've got Nexus Cats, 14th on the medium tyre. Zumpy on the soft in P15. And then City Posh and Scuba are both starting on the medium tyre. So, some mixed up strategies down the back. Who do we fancy for the podium? And any quick podium predictions from you, Mikey?
Podium, I'm going to go for Cliffy for the win. Tico and then Dutch.
There we go. Well, Dutch has had a very good start from P3. He's already at the back of Tico. Oh, Tico having a slide. As Cliffy tries to go round the outside. Dutch got it all. Tico is all over the track at the moment. Got onto the podium, dropping down the order. Brutus Beers up to 6th place. He was 11th off the grid. He's had absolute storming. So this might be... this might be this glitch.
Yeah,
so that's
the glitch. Yeah.
Right, okay, let's have a look. So,
yeah,
wait for it to update us. We've got a yellow flag.
Ooh.
A safety car. Oh, we've got... Who's that off? Looks like AJU has gone down the slip road at Mirabeau.
Yeah, that's
what's caused this. So City Posh has got no front wing in P16. Scuba's up to 15th already. Have a quick survey then from the back of
a cannon effect. One car
onto the
another,
podium's got damage on his front wing. Graham he's missing an end plate. So there was a couple of penalties in there as well that I saw. So these guys
5 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like Lennon's got some wing damage as well. So I'm expecting all these guys to dive in. Yeah, Lennon's missing some end plates. Next as Katz is up to P10. So he's had a good start. He has got his wing intact, so good stuff from him. Bruce is up to 9th, but he is into the pits with wing damage. Aaron has held on to P8, as has Panda P9. Sway Adamako, Dutch is down a position then, so while we were watching the scoreboard go a bit crazy, Dutch Tricks lost the place to Wesker. So he had a great start, but it looked like Tico bogged down a little bit and Dutch had nowhere to go. And as a result, he has lost the place to Wesker and all that.
The big question is, what do you do if you get damage on lap 1 and there's a safety car? Because there's a few cars that have gone in and gone on to the mediums. Some of them have gone on to the hards.
Well, that is an interesting question, isn't it? Because, I mean, the hard tyre will well, I mean, the pit strategy that the game said that was the stops were maybe as early as laps or 10, 11, so you can easily do 20 laps. Oh, that was on the mediums as well, wasn't it? So potentially the hard could go the distance. So it's now the question of whether these guys at the front have enough pace to get away a pit stop's worth ahead of those guys on the hard tyres, because if they're not going to stop again, they're going to need to clear them.
And around here it's going to be very difficult. They get stuck behind them, they get stuck in traffic.
Right, so in amongst that, I do apologise. I was a bit excited by the start. I didn't pick up your podium prediction, sorry. So you picked Cliffy for the win.
I think Cliffy for the win, Tico, and then Dutch.
So you're going with those three. I think that Tico will win. I think that Cliffy will be second as Dutch Tricks pits. Interesting. Now, has he got wing damage? He does. He's picked up some wing damage. Now, it looked like his car lagged a little bit a moment ago, and I just wonder if he has picked up some damage behind the safety car there. So Dutch down the order, and he's going to be dead last. By the look of it, well, he said that AJU is just coming out of Razkaz, so he might just be ahead of him. Yeah, he's going to be ahead of him, so down to 16th, but he's onto the medium tyre. Now, can he think? Obviously, we saw Lewis Hamilton do an exceptional stint on the medium tyres last year, even though he was claiming they were dead, so they could potentially go to the end. We shall, I guess we will be seeing. So I think the top three as they are now, I think Tico, Win, Cliffy and Wesker will be your top three at the finish.
Yeah, that damage for Dutch, yeah, is kind of, probably ruined my prediction.
The Max Death in the chat. Evening Max, he wants to know how many safety cars are we guessing for tonight? Well, we've already got one. I think there could be another one, yeah. I'm gonna go for one more.
I'm going to say 2 as well. I think there'll be 2.
Which means that we're going to have at least 4 tomorrow then.
Yeah.
So safety car in this lap. So we are about to go racing again. Tico will bring the field around. But now the question is, how much of a gap can he pull the Dutch Tricks? City Posh onto the podium on the hards as well. Brutus Beer was the first one to stop, so half the field have pitted. Nearly half the field have pitted. 20 nils to go. Both Tico and Cliffy getting a bit of a slide as they got on the power, and we are racing again. And Tico leads us into turn 1. Cliffy second as everybody get through the first corner okay. Nexus Cat up to P8, he had a great start. They head up the hill. Dutch Tricks all the way down, and P15 Zumpy has also pitted. Oh, he's picked up wing damage again, so Zumpy's had a moment on the restart. Into the Lowe's hairpin we go.
Yep.
A bit of a lock-up from Cliffy as he closes on the back of Tico. But all nice and tightly bunched at the moment.
Zumpy's lost his wing completely.
Yeah, Michael just commenting there that Dutch is going to have to do 7 more laps on those tyres at racing speed than the game suggested. So it's about tyre management for Dutch Tricks. He needs to push if he wants to be in contention for a good result, but he's got to look after those tyres at the same time, whereas the top 7 are still on the soft that they qualified on. They can push. And Tico is pushing, very squirrely, coming through Razkaz. A bit neat and tidy. Oh, again, everywhere looks a bit like an moment on the track, to be honest.
We've got Nexus Cats having a go at Aaron at the moment.
Look at the position change then. So the big move is Nexus Cats up 6, Scuba up 8 positions, make that 9 as he goes past Nexus Cats. Up into P8, so Scuba having an absolute storming start. And big loser Dutch Tricks down 13. So top 3, 4, 5, 6, all quite close together. Then a little bit of a gap back to Aaron, who's now got Scuba. Nexus Cats, Lennon, Brutus, and the rest of the field tucked to behind him. So Aaron just a little bit of a cork in the bottle at the moment. Scuba, they're making some moves. He now closes up onto the back of the AlphaTauri. He's on the medium tyre, so he will run longer.
I've got a bit of a glitch with the position board at the moment. I've got no interval times or...
No, we're right at the moment, actually. So, the game is continuing to glitch at the moment. What are we doing?
Oh, it's starting to come up for me.
Right, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So, Tika continues to lead 6/10 of a second ahead of Cliffy. Beska tucked in behind Adamako, Sway and Panda. So the top 6 have just broken away a little bit. Then you've got Aaron leading the train that contains pretty much the rest of the field. Well, there's a bit of a gap between Brutus and onto the podium. So at this stage, just got to keep your wing intact, boys. Long way to go. Lennon looking racy. He's up, looking at the inside of Nexus Cats. God, what's the cat doing? There's a moth on my window and the cat's going after it. She's just knocked the bloody plant pot over. Sake. Behave yourself. Don't know cats, people. Pain in the arse. Right. So Brutus on the back of Lennon, who's looking at the back of Cats. In turn, he's looking at the back of Scuba. He's looking at the back of Aaron. Top 6, however, broken away. Now, top 2 have just started to open this gap up slightly now. Cliffy very much on the tail of Tico still, but Wesker is now 1.6 seconds back in third. And Amako
behind him.
2 seconds then, but Sway and Panda right on their tail. So we've got 2, and then a 1, and then a 3, and then a 5. Dutch has gone to the hards, so Dutch has pitted again.
Yeah, Dutch apparently having some game issues.
It did look like his car was glitching a little bit in the first lap. I thought that.
Apparently he's been getting a camera of the McLaren rather than the...
That's interesting.
Than his actual own car. So it's,
How much
that's going to help.
Well, I say, if he was in the McLaren it'd be ideal, but he's not. So, so at the moment then, so you top 2. Again, I've lost the timing. Cliffy very much on the tail. Tico not breaking away at the moment. Lennon picks up a penalty. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. That looks like a Mercedes. It's Brutus who's gone off at the chicane. New chicane, so Brutus down to 15th. So he dropped off the back of Lennon. So after that excellent start, it's all gone a little bit wrong for Brutus, unfortunately. He's down to 15th, as he's going to have to pit again. Has he picked up any damage? No, he's come round, so it looks like he's okay to continue. Stay with the battle for the lead. These two now really pulling away. Wesker now 2.4 seconds back. A little bit of no man's land. Oh, Tico locks up. Cliffy all over the back of him. These two, class of the field at the moment. And painfully slow. Grand Hotel hairpin. Wesker in touch, but just dropping back a little bit. He's got a bit of a gap back. Adamako. And somehow Panda has picked up a penalty, so that must have been at the hairpin. They've probably taken too much curve on the inside. Very odd place to be able to get a penalty, if I'm honest. Sway looking very racy on the back of that McLaren. Panda just in touch, but not really pressuring at the moment. Just giving himself a little bit of space to see his apexes, his braking points. These two nose to tail. Panda's starting to just hone in again a little bit now, so just regrouping himself. Further back, Aaron continues to hold off Scuba. However,
very close.
He'll be due a pit stop shortly. Scuba is close again. Scuba's very close this time. And to overtake, Scuba looks down the inside. Not quite close enough though.
Smart decision.
Yes, it's just nigh on impossible. Lennon and City Posh are in. And Lennon's just posted in the chat, so yeah, Lennon sounds like he's struggling. So another one with game issues. Well, look at this. Is a people deal. Aaron continues to be the cork in the bottle. Cats are on the back of Scuba as well. And then you've got a bit of a gap back to onto the podium. Who's got Graham tucked up behind him in the second racing point. And then AJU closing in and bringing Brutus with him. His little incident we couldn't see. See, Posh has pitted. He's out on the mediums. And you've got Lennon.
He's getting slightly closer to Tico.
Again, no, but not probably close enough. We saw how close Scuba was to Aaron, and he couldn't overtake into to an Adamaco pits from P4. So the McLaren is in. No wing damage for the McLaren, so just tyres. Onto the mediums he goes. So he's going for an undercut. Maybe a lap or two earlier than the game suggested. So he's confident he can get his tyres to the end. And where is he going to come out? He's going to come out in P13. He's got a bit of clear track as well, which will be key. So now he needs to get his head down, put some quick laps in, and see if he can do anything. Now, I can't select any drivers from the thing. We've got yellow flag. That looks like Lennon has DNF'd at Raskas. Safety car.
Another safety car, yep.
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't select any drivers from the pop-up menu.
Yeah, neither can I. I can cycle through them.
Yeah, I can cycle through. So Lennon has unfortunately crashed at Raskas. Oh, and Zombie's just got into the wall at Raskas. So he's having a bit of a shocker. Now do the race leaders pit? They do. Tico is in. Cliffy is in.
This might help Dutch big time because
Veska
he's
pits.
already pitted for halves.
Sway pits. This is going to hurt Adamaco. That's just going to hurt. Panda is in. Scuba has got ahead of Aaron. Question is, does he pit? He does. Aaron pits. Through goes onto the podium now. Where is he going to come out relative to those at the front? Tico is out. Cliffy is out. Onto the podium is up to third. Graham is fourth. Oh, we've got an absolute backlog of cars coming out of the pits. So Graham, AJU get ahead of Wesker. Brutus is ahead of Sway. All just shuffling out. Like you said, this is definitely going to help Dutch Tricks. See, Posh is just cruising down the start finish rate at the moment. He seems to be having some issues as well.
Dutch pits.
Dutch is in the pits as he damages his wing again. Definitely some gaming issues going on here. Is he going on to the mediums? No. He is. He's going on to the medium tyres.
He looks like he's got a drive through as well.
Stop go panel, is it?
No, so yeah,
sure what is going on with this one. So Michael, why would you want me to jinx Aaron? Why would you do that? It's not bad Michael. So then, differing strategies from the leaders. Tico has gone onto the medium tyre, Cliffy has gone onto the hards. So the top two have gone on to different strategies. Connor now in a very strong P3. He's already pitted, of course. He's onto the hard tyres, so we think they can go to the end. Nexus Cats has picked up a penalty. Oh, well, now people are getting yellow flag penalties all over the shop. What's going on here? Aaron's getting one as well. Scuba's... Oh my goodness, what is going on with this game tonight? So it looks like Aaron and Scuba have collided. Possibly. There's penalties going on, yellow flag warnings. But a load of people got past, so this could take a little while to unpick at the end, so do bear with us at the end.
Steward's nightmare.
Steward's nightmare. Good luck with that with Aaron and Robin. So Zumpy's gone onto the soft tyre, interestingly. Now, so I think he's expected to come in again.
I'm just looking at the race director, and there are a lot of 5-second penalties.
Yeah, it was weird. There was a lot of. It's like somebody collided, and then 4 or 5 drivers got ignoring yellow flags. So
yeah,
I'm not quite sure what's happened there. So all sorts going on in this one so far. Max is saying, look for his boat in the marina when we come out of the tunnel. So let's keep an eye out for Max Deff's boat. It'll be the rubber dinghy with the patch on it. It's slightly deflated and sinking into the harbour. Is that the one, Max? Right, so in the safety car condition, second one of the race, and 12 laps in, so at about 1/3, coming up to 1/3 distance. This straight run for 6 safety cars, and safety car in this lap. And so we're going to go race again. Tico continues to lead from Cliffy, however, onto the podium and Graham, who pitted early, have made a big jump.
It's a little bit of a bottleneck going on, like with Aaron, Scuba and Nexus Cats.
Here we go again then. Tico goes. Cliffy goes with him. Corner on his heels a little bit, but he's got a nice gap to Graham. He was under attack from Veska. He was running P3. He now finds himself in P5.
Another 5 seconds for Scuba for ignoring yellow flags.
What's going on? Veska all over the back of Graham as they head up to Casino Square. Michael has now selected a new target to jinx. He wants me to jinx Connor, who's in P3. So, not your puppet, Michael. You do not control the jinx. You are the jinx. But I don't know if you can channel it through me, or we shall see. So Tico's got a good jump on Cliffy. So he's putting to use those medium tyres. Locks up coming into the Novell chicane. But he's opened that gap to 1.4 seconds. Cliffy's got 2 seconds back to onto the podium. We've now got Graham and Veska closing in. They are both on medium tyres onto the podium on the hards. So we've got a mixture of strategies. Compounds AJU after that early collision up to P6. Sway, who was running in P5, now P7 ahead of Brutus, who's recovered. Panda down to P9.
Tico set the fastest lap.
The big leader was Adam Acker. He went a lap too early and he ended up in P10. He was running P4. So big loser there, Aaron. Jump City Posh according to the game. But City Posh is 4 seconds back, so I'm slightly confused by that one. And City Posh has now got Cats and Scuba and Dutch and Zombie behind him. So the bottleneck, but Tico has got the hammer down and he is off and running 2.4 seconds now the gap. One lap.
He's got to make those mediums count whilst they're still good.
Does indeed. He's got the tyre advantage now, so he needs to build that lead. What he could do with saving
by the end of the race.
So he could do with keeping a little bit of rubber on there to defend with at the end when Cliffy comes back at him. 2.4 seconds back onto the podium, dropping back a little bit now. He's 4.4 seconds. And he's got Graham and Veska very close attendance behind him. AJU also not far behind. But he's got the Mercedes to do with the yellow flag. Oh, it's Dutch Tricks. He's retired. So Dutch is out. So Dutch has crashed out the swimming pool. So Dutch Tricks is out of the race, and that ends what has been an absolutely fantastic podium run.
Zumpy is also out.
Yeah, Zumpy out as well. Zumpy looks like he's retired in pits. It looks like he's been having some issues. I saw him come around Raskas and just literally could not turn and went into the wall. So yeah, some dramas befalling drivers tonight. 3 retirements. And we are racing again. Tico 2.2 seconds in the lead. Cliffy pulled back just a couple of tenths there under that virtual safety car. Tico's going to start using those tyres. Pull away again. Onto the podium, trying to make a bit of a gap to Graham and Veska, but on the medium tyres they're going to come back at him very quickly. And we've got AJU also on the hards. They're both Ferraris on the hards. And he's got the Mercedes of Sway right behind him. In fact, he's caught that train ahead of him now, so...
Oh, Adamako has just clipped the back of Panda and got into the penultimate corner.
Oh, Brutus pits. Brutus has got wing damage. So does he have any wing damage? Oh, looks like he's got away with it. He's back up to P9 now as Brutus has picked up some damage. The big battle at the moment is this one from 3rd down to 7th, and Panda is joining it to make it down to P8. So he got onto the podium and bussing it up like only he can. He's got Graham Veska. He's looking very racy on the back of Graham, and a little bit of a gap back to AJU. who's got Sway right under his rear wing, and Panda is trying to join this party as well. Another gap in the lead now, 3.8 seconds, so Tico's got the hammer down.
A great battle between Scuba and Nexus Cats on the third consecutive lap. They've had this battle going down to the chicane, and Scuba's had to pull out at the last minute move.
Look at the moment then. Not going to be any moves here. Sway is right on the back of AJU, but again there's nowhere to go into turn 1. Tower is running nose to tail. Here is Scuba, looks to the outside, Nexus Cats, but no way through. So difficult to overtake around here. Oh, trying to go side by side up the hill. No, not room for that though. Nexus Cats are having a little bit of a slide. We'll keep an eye on this battle then as they come down to the chicane, see if we can see it again. As if Scuba has probably got the pace to get ahead of Cats. It's just a question of whether or not he can fashion an opening or not. So close there to the back. So they came through the Lowe's hairpin. Here we go again then. Into the tunnel. Overtake is active. I don't think he's close enough this time. Looks like Nexus Cats has got the better run.
Contact between Sway and AJU coming out of the chicane.
Adamako has just overtaken Panda. Just caught the end of that, so I don't know if Panda straight lands chicane. But a legitimate on-track overtake. Adamako, and he's back up to P8. As Panda pits, so Panda's picked up some wing damage. He's bailing out of this battle. As the Alpha Tauri switch position. City Posh up to P9, and letting his teammate through into 1. So they're now trying to chase this down back. This battle for P3 onto the podium continues to head the train. Graham and Beska not able to find a way through. A little bit of a gap back again to AJU, who's got Sway and now Adamako all over the back of him. And they are quickly being caught by City Posh, and Aaron's coming as well. Scuba is in the pits, as is Brutus, so more wing damage. Really getting through those wings so far.
I think I'm going to be a regular visitor to the pits tomorrow night.
I think it might be whoever makes the least trips to the pit lane is going to do well here. Oh, I can't select any drivers in the menu, so I'm going to have to go through. Penalty there for Adamako. So cut too much of the swimming pool. He's on the back of this train here, which still has AJU at the head of it. Oh, he's almost out of ERS. Got Sway looking every which way. No way through so far. There we go, we'll pick up the race leader then. As he comes through into Portier, into the tunnel for the 19th time. 7.4 seconds now that gap. Tico has really got the hammer down.
Graham into 4th from, where did he start? 15th?
Yeah, so look at the,
no, he started 13th, didn't he?
Position change. He is up 9 positions, so he started 13th. So he's the big mover. 9 places up onto the podium's up 7. Oh, it's Graham there got a bit of a run on the outside of onto the podium. Not quite able to find a way through. Door very firmly shut in his face, as you would expect, no less, from onto the podium. AJU's up 3 in P6. City Posh is up 7 in P9. Nexus Cat's up 3 in 11. Scuba up 4, despite his misdemeanors. So once again, complete lap 19 and on to lap 20. Again, giving us the pit window is open for one stoppers. I think the one stopper is probably out the window for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I think everybody's pitted at least once.
Well, the top 2 have got away with 1. I think Sway, Adamako, they've only pitted once, I believe. KGU's only pitted once as well. I should say a few guys have pitted early because of damage, have not pitted since. But just say, oh, virtual safety car. Who is that? That looks like the Mercedes Brutus, who's gone in the swimming pool section. Just coming through.
Yeah, he's completely out as well, DNF.
Yeah, he is out of the race. And Cliffy pits. I think Cliffy's picked up some wing damage. And he's got 14 seconds. Is this going to be enough to retain his position? Probably not with a wing change. Yeah, he's getting a wing change, so Cliffy has picked up damage. Onto the podium, comes out the final corner. He's going to take P2.
Cliffy's going to come out in about 9th, I think.
Yeah, he's going to come out right on the back of this train. He's going to behind Aaron. So yeah, P9. But look at AJU is in as well. So AJU has picked up some damage. We are racing again.
Nexus Cats has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. That's my party trick.
It's frustrating, isn't it? So Tico now has a 21-second lead. And no pressure from behind, so now we can really start to look after those tyres, get them to the end. He's under no immediate pressure other than from himself. Onto the podium, has just opened that gap up to Graham a little bit. He's going to defend off Veska. He's also got Sway now right on his tail. And a little bit of a gap back to Adamako, who's got City Posh. Looking a little bit more rejuvenated now. And he's on the attack. In the background, then we've got Cliffy, who's just pitted. And P9, so easy to make a mistake around here, and it's catching a lot of the drivers out. But the man who is not so far made any big mistakes is your race leader, Tico. You could be on to become the first double winner at Monaco. So the podium now really opening this gap up. It's 1.5 seconds to Graham, who has got Veska all over the back of him as they come up the hill. Veska is very keen to get on, and he's got Sway on the back of him, and he's got Adamako on the back of him. So Graham now becoming the cork in the bottle. Is this the time where the hard tyres are becoming the ones to have? Are the medium runners starting to struggle?
Aaron's caught right back up, right onto the back of this train as well. He's right behind his teammate.
All these guys on the medium tyres. Graham pitted at the end of lap 2, so he's on 20 lap old me now. He does seem to be somebody that's very good on his tyres. However, Veska down the inside. Oh, shuts the door in his face.
I want to say again how well City Posh has done from the back again. He's made 2 stops and he's still in 7th.
Did Veska just clip the wall? Coming up to back. He might have got away with that. Got very close. Yeah, he's got his end plate still, so he's okay. But yeah, Graham is now becoming the cork in the bottle. He's on a lot older tyres than Veska. Veska's tyres are only 11 laps old. Now 12. Graham's 21 as Cliffy has just passed Aaron.
Gets himself a 3-second penalty.
So he's cut Sandervot. Back to her position. We've got a lot to unpick at the end of this race, I think. So it could be a lot of work at the end to decide what penalties are going to be removed, because I think there's going to be a few.
Yeah.
Look how painfully slow it looks trying to get around the Lowe's hairpin.
Need to hope that a lot of these drivers save their replays.
I think we just need to have a look at the race director more than anything.
Yeah,
So Cliffy now passes City Posh as well in the tunnel. So Cliffy on a charge. It's ahead of the AlphaTauri. So City Posh's charge is stifled. It's now Cliffy who's on the move. Straight onto the back of Adamako. There's fresh tyres. Stay on board with him for a bit, then see if you can make any more moves. You can't overtake on. This man is making. Oh, City Posh almost bins it in the final corner. Just about gets away with it. Graham still ahead of this train. Still got Veska behind him. Still got Sway behind him. And Adamako has now got the Red Bull crawling all over that rear wing. The AlphaTauri is dropping away a little bit now. City Posh probably just needs a breather just to regroup after that huge moment. That's Nexus Cats is in the pits again.
Cliffy pushing Adamako, Sway and Veska around this.
You see how slow they went around the hairpin. Then suddenly the AlphaTauris are right back on the back of this train again. So Through the tunnel we go. Vasquez way not close enough. The podium still tantalisingly in the foreground, but he's got a nice comfortable gap at the minute. He's not under any immediate pressure. He's out of DRS range as well. He is all over the back of Adamaco here. He's a mistake though, I think, to find a way through. He's gone into Raskas. So close through these corners. It is brilliant to watch the drivers who are just excel at this game, how close they can race with each other without contact. Starting lap 25 of 39. You can see how nobody seems to have any ERS left. Apparently Will has cat trouble. Can relate. Oh, down the inside. Oh, contact.
Oh.
Something was flying. Was that a bit of wing or was that a leaf? It might have been a leaf off the tree. So Cliffy got down the inside of Adamaco, but Adamaco shut the door. And there's a bit of contact. Looks as if they both got away with it though. So Cliffy is looking to get a move on still. Into Nouvelle chicane again. Tico already on to lap 26. He is off and running. Just to give you an idea of where he is, the you guys coming through the swimming pool section now, he is at Mirabeau at the Lowe's hair. He's always at the Lowe's hairpin. Again, Cliff trying to get up the inside. Let's see, Posh gets out of shape as well. Oh, and again. Did he clip the wall that time? He was very sideways out the final corner. Now he got away with it. Again, head up the hill then. Still this train.
49 is a great train to watch.
It's an absolutely epic battle to watch. Graham doing a sterling job holding these guys back. Vesca looking very racy again. Graham's tyres are 24 laps old. Vesca's are 15. Cliffy's are 5, so that's why he is charging. Vesca and Sway eager to find a way through. So the podium go through the foreground now. He's got that gap up to 2 seconds, so
he is right behind Adamaco.
Adamaco defends. Oh, lock up there from Cliffy.
Very close.
Oh, and Adamaco has a big wobble as he gets on the power. Cliffy not close enough to take advantage.
Gets Sway and the other two get away slightly, but I'm sure they'll all catch up again at the hairpin.
I imagine so. Come out of the Anthony no corner onto lap 27. Meanwhile, race leader coming through the tunnel to the chicane, untroubled. Can't tell you what the lead is at the moment because I've got a gap there at the moment. But onto the podium coming through Casino Square, so it's over 30 seconds. Tico is absolutely cruising at this stage of the race. Now though, Graham has got the magnets on. That gap, which was 2 seconds, is now less than a second to onto the podium. So as onto the podium made a mistake, we've got a yellow flag. It is Nexus Cats. The Nouvelle chicane is at a moment.
Looks like he's got his wing.
Once again, Cliffy right on the back of Adamaco. Oh, into the wall. Oh, contact both sides. He hits Cliffy. Safety car is out.
Yeah, that was Nexus Cats. He's lost his complete wing. He's going to need to pit. Nah, this is going to make it very interesting then. Everyone's going to jump onto the softs, I presume.
9 laps to go.
If they've got a fresh one to go, if they've got a fresh set to jump on.
So contact there between Cliffy and Adamaco coming out of the tunnel. Adamaco speared into the wall, came back across the circuit. Oh, he's crashed in pit lane entrance. So out goes Adamaco.
So we're now down to 30, no, we're down to 12 runners.
Into the pits comes AJU. So he pits then. So what does Tico do? He's obviously got a substantial gap which is about to be eradicated. Now, do you go for track position? Now on the medium tyre you would think he would pit. He's got enough time. I think it's a no-brainer for Tico to pit.
Yeah, you'd think so.
It is the guys 2nd through 7th. The ones we need to Yes, Tico pits as expected.
Got a while before onto the podium gets to the pits.
Yep, so here he goes. Onto the podium, still coming out the Nouvelle chicane, so yeah, it's a long way to go. Tico is very confidently going to come out in the lead of the race. The question is now though, what do these guys do? Do they go for fresh tyres, or do they go for track position? Onto the podium's got the decision to make. He's at the head of this train.
It's a big game of poker at the moment.
Onto the podium is not going to pit. Graham does not pit. Veska does not pit. Sway does not pit. City Posh does not pit. Aaron pits. Now he's got a big enough gap because Scuba, who is P8,
Yeah,
is in the Nouvelle chicane. So he's going to go onto fresh tyres. That'll make him a little bit racy. Now are we going to see him do what Cliffy was trying to do? Made a little bit of progress there. You know that one? So Tico has caught the safety car onto the podium, just coming out of the Lowe's hairpin now. So he's still got the safety car is at the Nouvelle chicane. Connor coming out of the Portier is at the other end of that straight. So still got to catch, still not caught up to Tico, despite Tico pitting and being behind the safety car for pretty much a lap of the race. That was the size of his advantage. Well, Graham, I think, will be happy to give his tyres a bit of a break. And also, he gets a little bit of a respite from the pressure he's getting from behind from Veska and Sway.
Yep, he's going to have, what, maybe 8 laps of that to go by the time the safety car comes in.
Yep, so the field now just catching up. City Posh pits. With Aaron pitting as well, he'll now have time to get out in front of his teammate. Where is Aaron? Aaron's coming around Razkaz, so yeah, City Posh should get out in front of him.
That's a good shout from the AlphaTauris, because they're now on fresh. I know obviously it's difficult around here to pass, but on fresh tyres.
And Aaron is going to get ahead of his teammate as he is, so Aaron has cleared his teammate. Now those two are going to be very racy at the end. AJU has also gone on to soft tyres. P9, Panda has pitted for hards. Interestingly, does he not have any soft tyres left to use, I wonder. The field are now catching up to the safety car. As Katz finds himself in the train behind the head of the AlphaTauris, so we'll have to get out of the way quickly as we return to racing. So Tico has seen a 30-second lead evaporate, and the safety car apparently Will had no tyres left, so fresh hards it is. So Will has chewed through his tyre allocation. Safety car in this lap then, so we are about to go racing. That's the field just
very
about.
Interesting last 9 laps.
There we go then. Now onto the podium is some way back here, and Tico's going to get a very easy jump as the battle for P2 starts all over again. So Tico gets a jump of 2 seconds already. Tico is absolutely off and away. Second, third and fourth are together. Sway was caught on his heels a little bit. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Oh, round goes next as Cat's getting out of the way. It might have been what it was, actually just him getting out of the way. He gets that way to Tico. Already up to 3 seconds, and Tico is off and running. And onto the podium.
He's going to fly through.
Yeah, and onto the podium. And he's back to being onto the bus. So around the low hairpin. Graham, Veska, Sway, Aaron, and City Posh, and Scuba all over the back of him already, and AJU and FTRL Panda. So 2nd to 10th now in a line. He's got those hard tyres, so Graham is going to be the one who's going to be struggling the most. I feel 29 laps he's got on those medium tyres.
I'd like to know what percentage his tyres are running at.
I've got a notification my internet connection is quality is certainly not sufficient to broadcast gameplay, so do bear with us if the stream starts to have issues. Don't know why, my internet's usually quite good. Keep an eye on that. At the Panda was just past Scuba. Oh, Scuba having a wobble into the wall.
There's lost an end plate. Yep.
Beska and Sway are so close together. Those two have been nose to tail behind Graham for so many laps. The AlphaTauris, all that fresh rubber, and they can't use it at the moment. The podium just edging the gap up again a little bit. Tries to fend off. Hang on to P2. Oh, Graham's had a big wobble there. Wesker down the outside, into the back. They're going to go side by side. Oh, Graham just held on. And Sway not able to capitalise either. Big cut from Veska there. Got away with that one, but Graham, that was almost the slip that Veska needed.
This battle with Graham and Veska was allowed onto the podium to get away.
Yeah,
2 seconds gap.
That moment there has given Connor a breather. He is away. Scuba pits. Don't lose a position there because Katz is a lap down behind him. Veska then had an opportunity there, went to the outside. Graham defended the inside at back. There's not really any way through because that corner now a yellow flag. Oh, AJU has had a moment. Oh, AJU's gone. He's crashed at Mirabeau. So another one down, and we're down to 10. So Monaco is being ruthless tonight. Claiming victims left, right and centre.
I can't imagine he's going to be any kinder tomorrow night.
No, I wouldn't imagine so. Veska now. Oh, he picks up a penalty there. As he cut the Bell chicane off the back. Oh, we saw him attacking last lap. He's just dropped back a little bit off the Graham this lap, but starts to build up again. He's already back on the tail of Graham, so Graham is really struggling with tyres here. Oh, big moment coming out the final corner. Is that going to give Veska a run? Graham goes defensive. Veska to the outside, banging of wheels, but again, there's no way through. Oh, Graham's had a moment again. No way through again from Veska. He's pushing up the hill. These two, these three, four. So the AlphaTauris as well there on the back. Aaron looking for a way past Sway. Sway has been hooked onto the back of Veska for half this race now. And Veska, since the pit stops, has been all over the back of Graham. I think he's probably bored of staring at the back of that racing point now. Here the tunnel we go again. Graham probably just got enough in hand at the moment. Veska is closing, but does he have enough room on the brakes? No, not close enough. Tidy exit this time. There's AlphaTauris looking to pounce, but he's ahead of them, getting good exits out the corners. No way through. Graham doing an absolutely outstanding defensive drive here, and now Sway is close to the back of Veska, but through Razkaz. Graham's a little bit of a slide, and Veska right on the tail again. Oh, has a bit of a kick of oversteer as he gets on the power. Again, Veska's got a run. Looks to the inside, not close enough. Does Sway have a run up the hill? Not quite. Nowhere to go. Casey Bernard asking how many cars are going to retire tomorrow if we've got 7 from Div 1. That's a very good question. I would expect probably about the same, if not more, but we shall see. Crawls around the Lowe's hairpin again. Panda off the back, just keeping himself out of trouble, picking up some solid points.
I feel like that's the key for this race. It's a strategy race, you know. You kind of wait for the safety cars, the inevitable safety cars, and hope that it played into your hand. I mean, it's played into onto the podium's hands today brilliantly.
Indeed, very much so.
So,
well, Meanwhile, at the front, Tico, not really getting a chance to see him much because he's just out on his own. He is 17 seconds up the road, so making use of his fresh tyres. We'll stick with this battle though, because this is the one to watch. Graham continues to defend resolutely. As Wesker gets another run at the final corner, he's got a good run again. Graham goes defensive. And nowhere for Wesker to go. He's just got to sit in there. Graham doing an excellent job on 34 lap-old mediums. Those tyres are well past their best, and he's holding back some of the best drivers in FTRL Div 1. To the podium now, 4.6 seconds away, so Graham is literally just hanging on, but he's doing a sterling and outstanding job of doing it.
It kind of looks set to be on that second step on the podium, so
there might be some penalties to dish out. We'll have to see what happens at the end. I think. Was that contact behind?
No, Vesker's clipped the inside barrier of his rear tyre.
No, okay, easily done. So we should have. I imagine I'll probably do that at some point tomorrow.
Yep, multiple times for me.
So as they come into Razkaz, and look already, that gap that Graham had opened up is gone. And Vesker back on his tail again. Not close enough for a run this time. The AlphaTauris, looks like City Posh has picked up some wing damage. So he's just hanging on to the back of it. Aaron still waiting for something to happen ahead of him to enable him to use those soft tyres. Not close enough to capitalise at the moment. Then we're on to lap 37. Still Graham holding on to P3. He's done an outstanding drive so far. Just 2.5 more laps. Makes it sound so easy, but around Monaco this is anything but easy. Down to the Nouvelle chicane again. Graham losing so much time in the braking zones. Vesker though not able to capitalise. His tyres are probably close to crying as well. But Graham's 35 laps on a set of mediums.
Tico is on his penultimate lap now.
Yep, Tico 21 seconds in the lead. As again these four right nose to tail again. Vesker's not had a good run at the final corner though, so Graham will not be under any pressure into Sandavot this time around. Way close, but he just bounced off the barrier there. Just came away from the barrier at Sandavot a little bit, like he maybe just bumped the wall. No wing damage though, so okay. And Aaron latched onto the back of him, looking for any sort of opening.
This train has been there for pretty much the entirety of this race.
What was that? It was about lap 12, wasn't it, when everybody pitted? No, it was before them, wasn't it? Was it lap 9?
Yeah.
Like 9 or 10, and we've had something like this train going on with various people in and out of it. Scuba sets the fastest lap down in P9. Mark calling Graham driver of the day so far. It's probably a fair shout. Race leader onto his final lap. Tika looking very comfortable. Connor pulling away. Vesker continues to probe for a way through, but Graham still defending, still holding him off.
Got a little bit of contact.
Just pushing around the corners.
Yeah.
But Graham has driven outstandingly. A bit of a wobble there on power. Is that going to give Vesker a half a chance into Sandavot? No, again, no way through. That's into the Nouvelle chicane for the final time. Tico well on his way. Meanwhile,
how Graham has driven on these tyres for so long, whilst also absorbing the pressure and not picked up wing damage or made any key mistakes, is phenomenal. Like, he's done such a great job.
He has absolutely outstanding drive. However, out of the final corner, he's already celebrating. Tico is going to cruise across the line, and he wins the Monaco Grand Prix for Racing Point. Back with his battle for third. Connor a little bit up the road. We'll go pick him up again in a second. Just see if any opportunity presents itself. Into the swimming pool. Vesca closes again. But out of the final corner, comes onto the podium. He will be very happy with that P2. Crosses the line. Out of the final corner, it has been a drive of absolute defensive brilliance. Gran comes home P3. Vesca jumps him on penalties. Sway goes P4. C Posh jumps Aaron for P6.
Nexus Cats has lost it on the at the chicane on the final lap.
When Cats has he was on the final lap. He was on his way for 11 points, and he has crashed on the final lap. Scuba coming into Razkas, and he will be the final finisher, having just picked up the fastest lap. Out of the final corner he comes. Difficult race for a number of people, and he crosses the line. Mark is asking, did Graham start P11, P12 or 13? He started P13. Somehow the game gives Posh Blue the driver of the day. Well, he did come from the back. But I think based on that defensive drive, Graham deserves the plaudits. But Itiko is the man who wins the race, dominantly so, after his nearest rivals fell away. Dutch having issues early on, Cliffy picking up wing damage and dropping into the pack. From there on out, he had it very comfortable, and he is your race winner. Onto the podium, and Vesca sharing the podium this time around. So there you have it, and Tico is the race winner. Onto the podium, just that 5-second penalty for contact on the opening lap. That might be rescinded though, but it won't affect his position. And then you've got Vesca, Sway and Graham. Again though, we wonder if Graham's penalty might be removed, because I think he got it on that opening lap when there was issues. We shall see. C Posh comes home in P6 ahead of teammate Aaron. Great job from the AlphaTauri team. Panda P8 and Scuba the final finisher in P9. Nexus Cats is classified but did retire on that final lap with a crash at the chicane. And then the retirements, AJU, who went off at Mirabeau, Adamaco and Cliffy, who collided in the last stages of the race. Brutus, who lost it at the swimming pool section. Dutch Tricks, who also lost it in that section. Zumpy retired in the pits, and Lennon crashed at Razkaz early on. They did not finish the race, unfortunately. So that is the race over with. So let's go and grab the guys for the podiums. So do bear with us a second. I get the invites done. Right, so we've got one. Find everybody. Help if you're showing online, so I'd have to go all the way down to the bottom of my friends list. How rude. Tico. And I missed Vesca somewhere. Great. Do bear with me. Just to find our P3 man. There he is. So just wait for our podium finishers to pop and join us and see how their races were from the driver's point of view. Well, that was a difficult ride. Ooh, evening Cornet. Evening Tico.
Even.
Just see if Vesca joins us. In fact, we can make a start while we're waiting. So congratulations on your podiums, boys. Coming to you, Tico, the first. It looked fairly comfortable from your point of view, but I imagine it was anything but.
Nah, it was pretty confident. Yeah, I just cruised to the finish. Yeah, pretty easy with onto the podium. Yeah, first of all, a huge congratulations to onto the podium. 37 laps on the hards.
38. I pit on
38.
lap 1.
Jeez. Yeah, so it was pretty easy to stay in front of him, pull a gap on the softs. Yeah, just pretty easy race to be honest.
Yeah, I say all your rivals seem to fall into trouble, while you were probably the only one who had a clean race throughout there. How key was it that you kind of came out in front of those guys who'd pitted early at that first safety car? Because obviously you and Cliffy came out first and second, and then obviously Connor and the guys who had pitted early on sort of managed to jump ahead of the likes of Veska and Adamako and Sway, who had been sort of not far behind you there. Was that kind of critical to you winning that race, or do you think you would have had the pace to have maybe found your way past?
Wow, it would have been pretty difficult, but yeah, you never know. But if you try to overtake here, it always ends into a crash or front wing damage. So I think it's pretty critical. I came in front of those guys.
Yep, so I suppose when you saw that, I mean, how were your tyres in that? Was that last safety car came out, you had a big enough gap where you could pit. Would you have been okay on tyres anyway? Because obviously when you did that first pit stop, you came out on the mediums, Cliffy came out behind on the hards. Were you worried at any point there? Because obviously you straight away you got the hammer down, you pushed, you tried to build a gap. Were you confident that your tyres would have got to the end on the mediums and that pit stop? Because obviously you had the gap to do that. It was a free pit stop really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I think I had around 25% only when the second safety car came out, so yeah, no problem, soft mediums. And yeah, the gap was around 45 seconds or 40 seconds, so yeah, easy free pit stop, and I tried to go for the fastest lap, but Scuba got it one lap before the end, so pretty gutted about that, but still pole position and race win, so pretty happy with it.
Not bad effort then. So looking ahead to week 6 then, we've got the halfway point of the championship, although obviously slightly skewed because we've got Great Britain at the end again. Abu Dhabi next week. How do you feel about Yas Marina?
Oh, if I don't crash there, I'm pretty happy. One of my worst tricks. I hate it so much.
Well, if you can survive Monaco without any damage, I'm sure you can do Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, but yeah, Abu Dhabi is... I never race there, career, I skip it all the time, so...
not a fan of the circuit then?
No.
Not a fan. Well, congratulations on winning tonight.
Thank you.
If you finish typing, Mikey? Or do you want me to do it?
Sorry, yeah, I have. Yep. Connor, congratulations, bud.
Thanks. Bet you didn't expect to see me here.
No. I think Monaco especially is one of those tracks that you could potentially see anybody on that podium. And I think you proved that if you keep yourself out of trouble, if things kind of go your way, you can find yourself really fighting for the top points.
Well, I wouldn't say I was fighting. I was kind of just there and they couldn't get past me.
Well, I think you've done brilliantly to maintain second position. I think you've done... When you were pulling away from the guys behind you, there was a 5 or 6 car train behind you that was kind of just, you were leaving in the dust. But either way, Monaco is one of those tracks that you just kind of need to, have your head and keep your wing intact, and you managed to do that. So, how were your tyres by the end?
They're only on 62%, so they didn't feel too bad. Obviously, I was pulling away at the end because I had a 5 seconds that I got on lap 1, so they're a little bit slippy, but I was able to pull away without pushing too hard, and I think I got to about 7 seconds in the end.
Well, nicely done. And as Lee's already mentioned, we've got Abu Dhabi next week. How do you feel?
Don't care. I've got my podium for the season. I couldn't give a damn about how the rest of the season goes now.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll get another one in the next few races or so.
We'll have to wait for something like Vietnam or Singapore. Singapore's probably my best bet. But
we've got a bit of a selection of city tracks coming up now, haven't we? We've got Monaco, Abu Dhabi, Singapore, Vietnam, all in the space of just a few weeks. So yeah, if they go anything like Monaco did for you tonight, you're going to be in for some good points, mate.
Yeah, I'm not a particular fan of any of them. So, well, apart from Singapore. So, yeah.
We'll keep an eye out for you on that one then.
Indeed. Well, that brings the conclusion of the coverage for tonight. I do thank you very much for joining us, but of course very much not the end of the action for FTRL this week, so join us tomorrow where Div 2 take to the circuits of Monte Carlo for what promises to be probably carnage based on how tonight's has gone. I expect the spares department will be getting through a lot of wings tomorrow, so do join us again 8 o'clock for that. And then Thursday we're back with GT2 action, the penultimate round, or rounds of the season, rounds 15 and 16 coming from Circuit de Catalunya, and then Mount Panorama, before we move on to GT1 on Friday. This week the tracks are Lago Maggiore, West and GP. And then, of course, on to the endurance finals next week. So, plenty still to come for FTRL. But for this evening, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the stream.